introducing others. When you're introducing others, it's actually the reasons of introducing others are the same as those of introducing yourself. 1, to make sure the other person is comfortable. 2, to make sure they don't feel awkward. 3, to make sure they don't feel bored or out of place. 4, it's good manners, okay? I didn't say it's wrong, but it's good manners. It's polite, okay? So, if you're introducing others, remember, it is not appropriate to say their age if they don't want you to. It's not appropriate to say their status, and it's optional in both formal and informal situations. But I am going to show you something in the informal situation where some people might say your age and might say your status. But until then, let us look on formal situations. So, formal situations. For example, if you're introducing your client to the manager, this is what you say. Mr. Client. When I say client, you say their name, okay? Or Mrs. Client. You say their name, okay? So this place, don't say the word client, you just say their name. I'm going to use client as my name, okay? So, Mr. Client. This is Mr. Money, or you can say this is Mr. I'm going to use the word manager, but you say their name. Remember, don't say this, you say their name. Or let me use the word money. This is Mr. Money. Okay? And then, for the client to know who Mr. Money is, you have to introduce their occupation. Remember, the introduction has to go name, introduction, and then the company, okay? The occupation and then the company. So, Mr. Client, this is Mr. Money, the manager, the manager of, and then the company name. Okay, so this is you introducing other people. For example, I would say Mrs. Judy. This is Miss Toy, the manager of Language Learning Center. Okay, so I introduced this person to the manager of the department, okay, and I say the company's name to make sure they understand where they work, okay? So you can just say, Mr. Client, this is the manager of where, okay? You have to say more. So the manager of, and then the company name, okay? Or you can start by saying, I would like you to meet. So this is when you're introducing the manager to the client. But in this case, I want you to introduce the manager to the client. Okay? I would like you to meet Mr. Money, then manager of, and then the company name. And then the company name. So the first one, you're introducing the client to the manager. The second one, you're introducing the manager to the client. Mr. Client, this is the manager, Mr. Money, the manager of this. And then you meet with the manager and you go, I would like you to meet Mr. Money, the manager of this company. And then the other person will go like, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So they both know their names and they both know this is the client. So you say, Mr. Peter, a client, the client, Mr. Peter, this is Mr. Money or Mr. John. Let's give them a name. The manager of, okay, the company name. And then I would like you to meet Mr. John, the manager of, and then the company name. So after the introduction, you have to make a conclusion of the meeting sign. So you can say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And the response is, nice to meet you too. Good. Nice to meet you too. So that is introducing others in an informal situation. Okay? Good. So remember the first one, the client introducing the manager to the client. The second one, introducing the manager to the client. Okay? Good. So let us check the informal situation.